Hello everyone, this is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona, and I love to show you what I've been working on in my craft room. And I love Stampin' Up's Modern Christmas 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. I have cut that up into 6 by 6 sheets to show you. I have been creating with these, but I'm going to try something a little different today. So I'm just going to show you I just love the gold, just the gold, the black, the white combination, the little bit of the non-traditional black and gold and white. From the moment I saw this, I was enamored and I couldn't wait to create with it. This one has Fa La La, and I'll just show you a sampling of the cards I've created. But I realize that not everyone cares for the non-traditional colors of black and white and gold. So today I am going to be showing you how I have kind of transformed that designer series paper for the traditional card colors for Christmas. So I'll just quick show you some of the cards I've made with just the black and gold and white. This is a gift card holder, a previous video on YouTube. I'll just go through them real quick. Just playing around with all the different papers and all the different sentiments, heat embossing from the Ornamental Christmas bundle. Just giving you a quick little view, hoping you see why I love that so much. I don't know if I have to divulge how many packages of that designer series paper I've purchased and used. So these are the few samples that I've created with the black and white and gold portions of that. But like I said, I realize there are some of us who still really love the greens and the red of Christmas. So this pattern and the other patterns lend themselves to that as well. I can see that pattern. Here's our trees. Maybe we could try this one. Even the Fa La La. I can see these pieces lending themselves to some blending with our blending brushes and our ink. So I tried that. I used the greens. This is Old Olive, Shaded Spruce, and Mossy Meadow. I realized that working on 6 by 6 sheets was easier than working on smaller sheets because then I wasn't crinking the paper with my blending. So let me show you what I made. I've started out, this is the card I started out with, and this uses the traditional wreath 3D embossing folder. I'll show you that in a minute. So this was just the very basic. I used that designer series paper, blended it with Old Olive, cut it with the 2 3/8 inch circle punch, and then I have a real red Stylish Shapes. The Mary comes from the Jolly Holly stamp set, and then that is from the Stylish Shapes as well. And of course the traditional sparkling sequins. So I thought, I love this. It's got our traditional red and green, but I thought it could have something else. So then I took out my Old Olive two-tone cardstock, ran it through that traditional wreath embossing folder, and that's this one. I don't know if you've seen it. It leaves a little wreath in the middle, lots of different things. It's 3D. It leaves some really, really awesome impressions. So I ran it, my 5 1/4 by 4 two-tone cardstock, through the embossing folder, through the die cut machine, and then I sanded it, and then I ran ink over it. So I'm going to show you that today. And same here with my blending and the sequins and this gorgeous red ribbon. And as you can see, I shaded a couple of different colors. So this is my shaded spruce. Here's what I came up with for the shaded spruce. And I did not use a two-tone cardstock, but this little in gold comes from the Christmas Words Collage Hybrid Embossing Folder with a little bit of gold foil. So I don't know which one's your favorite. I love them all, but let's make this one because it shows just a couple of different techniques. All right, so I will grab out my 5 1/4 by 4 Old Olive two-tone cardstock. The two-tone cardstock does have a white core, so you could tear it and it would have a white inside. Lends itself to so many different techniques. So I'll grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to need my traditional wreath 3D embossing folder. So insert my cardstock so that my wreath is in the middle, and that line here on all the embossing folders helps me line that up. So I can take a peek. Yep, that looks pretty good. And I will give it a run. And I did, just as a note, the two-tone cardstock has a darker side and then a lighter side. I am choosing to use the darker side. And just run that through just like so. And take my piece out, and you can see there's just a little bit, it's already starting to show that two-tone to it. Then I have an old sanding block from Stampin' Up from many years ago. You, however, could go to the hardware store and use any kind of sanding paper, experiment, maybe a light, what do you call it? A fine sandpaper would work. You could wrap it around any kind of a block and use it. I should be able to talk and craft at the same time. And I'm just going to take a paper towel and just kind of take some of the paper pieces off. Well, that's just not quite nearly enough for me. So I'm going to grab that Old Olive ink because I'm kind of looking for that textured look on there. And you just simply drag your ink pad across the embossing, and you're not, it's gonna look, every time you do this, it's going to look a little bit different. You are in charge. You can put as much ink or as little ink as you want, but it just gives it kind of the different gradients of a wreath. I'll quick wipe this up, and just loving that, giving those leaves a little dimension. And I don't care about this little mess here in the middle because I'm going to be covering that up. So I do have my 6x6 Designer Series paper. That's the Modern Christmas. On the other side are those lovely stars. I hate to cover that up, but this is a really fun technique if you wanted to get more out of your paper. So I've got my Old Olive ink pad. I have my blending brush, and I am just applying the ink over that white, the whole pattern actually. You can put as much or as little on there as you like. But you can see it turn color, and it's just, I think it's just super fun. You could make your trees another color, but for our traditional Christmas trees, we've got green, and you can see it just fills in. I'm making circles with my blending brush. We have the large blending brush, which I'm using, and then a little smaller brush, but I decided that this large brush would just help me get the ink on a little bit faster. So I'd need to, and in the interest of time, that's going to be enough ink for now. And I grab my 2 3/8 inch circle punch and find the image in just the trees that I'm looking for. Give that a punch. And I have die cut my circle from the Stylish Shapes dies with the 2 Stylish Shapes dies Real Red cardstock. And I'll put these 2 together. And then it just goes, you could pop this up, but I'm going to place it flat on that embossed piece. So now you've just seen 2 blending techniques that are just fun to add to any card to just bring it up a notch if you like. My background piece here is my Real Red 8.5 by 5.5 scored and folded at 4 1/4. Give it a good burnish with my bone folder here. Make it a little flatter. I'll put some Stampin' Seal Plus on the back. I could use glue. Glue's a good adhesive to use when you're using those embossing folders. And then have to dress it up with a sentiment. So I pre-cut, I die cut. That's from the Stylish Shapes dies as well, out of that Old Olive. The Mary, as a reminder, comes from the Jolly Holly stamp set that was released earlier this summer. And I've been using it a lot as well. I love the builder possibilities in that. And let's see, we'll just do a little tap, tap, tap on there and make sure I get that in the middle. That's what I love about the photopolymer. I can see through it and I have a chance of being successful with that. There we go. All right. And sometimes I pop things up and sometimes I don't. But yes, I did use dimensionals to pop up the sentiment on that front piece. So I will do that. What do you think? Do you think this is something you would do to try to transform some of your designer series paper into, but if you love the gold, you love the gold as well. It looks like I overextended my dimensionals. I can see them. All right. And now they don't stick. I've been touching them too much. All right. Okay, then I'm going to add some of this really awesome Real Red shiny ribbon. Tie a bow. I need about 9 inches of that. Bear with me. Thanks for your patience. Sometimes I get it in one try. I use the bunny ear method. Just make a bunny ear and a bunny ear. I'm left-handed, if that makes a difference. And then put that through the hole. This shiny, and it does have 2 sides, a shiny side and a not so shiny side, but they're both beautiful. So easy to work with ribbon as well. All right, I need a couple of glue dots. We'll add that ribbon to the front. You could also use, I thought the red and white baker's twine. That would be kind of fun here too. There's also Old Olive baker's twine. So lots of choices. Could possibly even use white here. So it's kind of whatever you have in your stash. What do you have in your craft room that you can use? I need to stick. I messed with it too much. It's fussy. All right, then absolutely we need some bling. These are the traditional sparkling sequins. They come in Real Red, Old Olive, Pool Party, and Gold. They have kind of been my go-to jewel for my holiday cards. we've had to get started on cards a little early so we would have some samples to show. And just love those. One last touch, I do have a piece for the inside, 5 1/4 by 4. And I have a piece of that little designer series paper. You can just cut a little strip of those trees. Isn't that cute? And then I colored them or blended them. So it's about, that piece is 4 by 1. Just going to add that to the bottom of this, the white, so I can add it to the inside of my card so you can write a nice message, because that is why we create, or why I create, and I hope you do the same. I just love to send the cards in the mail, make someone's day, let them know that we thought of them, making the world a better place, one handmade card at a time. I believe in that truly. All right, so then we have where we can open it. All right, what do you think? I just think that's a really fun technique. You're welcome to use the Modern Christmas with the gold, or you can transform it if you're more of a traditionalist. Let me know which one you like. I had one of the shaded spruce. What did I... Here with the gold, to show that too. Love all these samples. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you want to see the measurements, please check out my blog at kimplayswithpaper.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get updates when I add videos. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching today. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, everyone, happy stamping. Bye-bye.